I finally got my first phone.
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. When you choose your passwords, make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
And the thing really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
All right, we're back. Ryan, is a party at your house tomorrow?
Yeah, there's a party at your house, too.
My youngest daughter, Elena, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Elena. I can't believe my baby's going into high school. That's crazy. Where does the time go? And Ryan,
Time flies, Ken.
for you, when's your birthday?
Mine was 2 weeks ago.
July what?
10th.
Yours is the 10th?
Yeah.
Mine's the 14th. So I have a son who's 10 days before me and a daughter who's 11 days after me.
Wow.
Yeah. So why don't I know your birthday? Did I know it at one time?
Yeah, you knew about it. You knew it like 2 years ago.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I won't forget it now.
We always know you forget about stuff. So.
Stop it. Where are my keys? 508-996-0500. Just a little bit about Patriots. Are you excited? They get the camp opening up and the promise of a new year.
I think the first day was today.
Yesterday, wasn't it? Is it today? I thought I read today, but then I saw Drake May
9 a.m.
signing autographs yesterday.
9 a.m. today.
So that's going on at Foxborough, and you tell me, but I think besides the area of pass rush, they've improved in every area of their game.
Yeah, we need the
on paper.
We have a rookie holding out right now.
Yeah, Gabe Jacobs, who is the second round choice pass rusher. He can cover. He can run tackle. He's a great player. I think we're going to love him, but we got to get him out there.
Yeah, his rookie deal is. They were saying that it's a 4-year deal, where it's I think $8.5 million on a rookie deal. Ken,
and is he signed it?
He hasn't signed it yet because there's wording in his contract that they want to see like the injury thing.
Well, right, yeah. So before they invest wholeheartedly in him, they have an injury concern.
Yeah, because he had surgery in the offseason.
Yep.
And they want to see how the injury's like healing.
Yeah, he was thought to be a possible first-round draft choice, but for that injury. 508-996-0500. Thanks for calling. You're in the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I heard LeBron's not going to be playing the same position, though, right?
Yeah, when he goes to Philly, he's going to be playing power forward, I think.
Oh, I thought he was going to be power flopper.
I think he's got a career in soccer.
He's got a career in soccer and soccer coaching. I know. I have never seen anything like it so bad, man. I started watching basketball again, and I said, what is this, soccer,
Yeah.
And it's just horrible. It's sad that it's gotten to that point. I mean, you look at the WWE and you see how far the troops really have expanded into sport. And it's just horrible. But, I mean, I was never a big fan of LeBron. I thought he was so egotistical. I know he's great. He's probably one of the best that ever existed or ever played. But
I think I got him in my top 7 of all time for sure.
Yeah, and you can't take it away from him, obviously. But boy, he seems to have an attitude. I guess probably all of them do. But I thought he was pretty egotistical, and I'm glad he wasn't ever a Celtic. I really probably wouldn't have watched any games at all if he was.
As confident as guys like Bird and Michael Jordan, right? They were confident, but they weren't. There wasn't this pure arrogance. It was a confidence and it was you could see the love for the game and everything.
Right.
This is just a slight less likability when it comes to LeBron when you compare guys like Magic.
Yeah, and it's too bad. It's too bad. And like you said, like you have to be extremely confident, and maybe it's a very fine line between confident and arrogant. But Bird and on the court, Bird, they say he talked crap all the time to everybody else, but he could also back it up too. And
who was the coach for Detroit? Who was the guy that coached Detroit during their heyday?
I don't know.
Chuck Daly.
Yeah, Chuck Daly. Chuck Daly told the story where Bird, Rodman was telling the story. Bird would run by Chuck Daly and say, "Coach, you don't want anybody to guard me today? There's nobody on me." And it was Rodman. And Rodman could hear it all because he's chasing after him. And Bird was just scoring at will.
He'd get into people's head big time. But he was also, and those guys actually saved basketball back then in many ways. And Magic Johnson said that Larry invited him over to his mother's house for dinner and everything. And, they became really good friends. And,
how do you not like Magic Johnson? Right? I mean,
no, I know. He's a lovable guy.
Yeah.
It was a different time. They fought fiercely on the court, but they were respectable, definitely, to each other off the court. And
I remember when the Celtics were hosting the Lakers. This is after they had, played each other in the finals at least 3 times in the 80s. And with like a half a second left, Magic hit this hook shot from like 18 feet out. I remember my friends and I were laughing. We were happy for him because it's just crazy how good he was, right? It was just like, come on. We didn't really necessarily hate the Lakers as much as we loved the Celtics. It was it wasn't like the Yankees.
Right. Yeah, definitely different. Absolutely. And like you watch a lot of these YouTube videos that are out now, they talk about Larry Bird. A lot of these old basketball players will talk about Larry Bird and how he came out and how he said he would do stuff, and they couldn't believe that he would tell them what he was going to do, and then he would do it. And then after he would do it and score, they said, "I can't believe he told me what he was going to do," and then he just pulled it off. And if they didn't have respect for Larry, they gained respect for Larry as time went on.
It's too bad his back. He blew that disc out because who knows what his numbers would have looked like overall, and the Celtics would have looked like overall. They had some real bad luck with Lenny Bias dying, and then of course Bird's back going out. Otherwise, they might have had another 1 or 2 rings.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, it's always a good show you guys have going on. Take care.
Thank you.
Keep up good work, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's it is what it is. I mean, that's why the greatest are those who survive the things that knock off others, right? Whether it's personal issues or health issues. Give it to LeBron because he's year after year a prolific scorer, and he's got the rings. He's also got a lot of losses in key moments too.
Hey, but they were saying also that he could be the first one to win a championship with 4 different teams, though, Ken.
Yeah,
because nobody's done it yet.
I don't think it's likely, but yeah.
No, if I'm like,
well, he could. But there was a time when he could choose which team he wanted to be on.
Yeah, he came after he signed with Philly yesterday. He came out on X and said, "It's not about the money. It's he thought when the Lakers season ended, that was it. He was done. Then he said he would miss the grind playing. So he was like, I'm going to give this one more shot." And
I don't think a professional athlete fears much more than their last year and what they're going to miss. That lifestyle is a dream, and when it comes to an end, it has to be extremely hard. Performers, actors, singers, they can. It depends, right? They could go forever in a lot of occasions, but an athlete, your body fails you. You are not going to be that elite human being anymore in society. You're going to be a has-been. Man, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, but if you look at it, Ken, NBA is losing a lot of the fan base now, because if you look at it, you got Philadelphia as a super team now, because technically they are with them,
on paper
with those 4 on the same team. The guy I feel bad for in Philadelphia right now, Ken, is the second year player that Edgecombe.
Yeah.
His development. You got four guys. You got four guys that they're gonna need the ball.
I mean, it could work, right? It could work. If anything, but given the history of health, LeBron's age and Embiid's health, I mean, he could see a lot of playing time.
Yeah, he as of right now, if you look at the starting five for Philly, it's Maxey, Brown, James, Embiid, and Edgecombe.
That's pretty good.
But they were saying is this going to derail Edgecombe's development? Because
it may set it back. I mean, he's going to be a good player. I don't think there's much stopping that.
So one of the reporters asked Wilbon, is the chemistry going to be there from day one?
All right, changing gears. Patriots were 14-3 last year in a rebuild, right? Brand new coach.
Yes.
Brand new system. Let's go. Let's see where they go. They go to the Super Bowl, right? And they went to the Super Bowl because they not only played a weak schedule, but the key players on this week schedule, no matter who they played, it seemed their key player was missing that week. Whether it was Joe Burrow, whether it was Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, it just worked out for them all year. That won't be the case this year. They start out with one of the toughest schedules. I think the toughest schedule in the first four games going back to 1986. NFL analysis has said that the winning percentage of the first four teams is the toughest opening four games for any team going back to the 1986 season. So after that, they'll probably have to do some catching up. Buffalo has a new coach. We'll see how that goes. It may be seamless. It may be a problem. We don't know. But that's a good team. The Dolphins, I think the Dolphins are in a rebuild. I think the Jets should show some strides this year. But I don't think it's much more than a two-team race in the AFC East between the Bills and the Patriots again.
Yeah, I think so. The Jets have a quarterback now. Geno's out in there.
Oh,
I don't know if he's the answer there.
I'm going to say that'll be the Achilles heel of the team.
Yeah.
They're developing a good team, but I don't think he's the answer.
I think the situation that, like, if you're a Patriots fan that you're going to be watching this year is the contract negotiations for Gonzalez, because he's going into his final year, Ken, right now.
Yeah. He's a top 3 corner in the league, maybe. You got a big decision to make. I hope they are able to find a way to keep him. I like the way he plays. I mean, in the Super Bowl, he shined, right?
Yeah. I think the NFL is going to. I think the Patriots are going to go back to the natural grass too, Ken.
That's what they said. So that
would.
Indicators that they want to be a ground and pound team first. Even with Drake May on the field, they're going to want to pound it.
Yeah, because you get
that fullback.
You got Stevenson. You got the fullback now from Buffalo. You got Henderson.
You've invested heavily in the offensive line, right? 2 first-round draft choices at tackle consecutive years. You brought in an all-pro guard from the Jets. What's his name? Wilson will go back to his natural position at center.
Yeah.
I mean, they've...
Campbell's going to stay at left tackle.
Iwunmu is a good player at the other guard. This is a good offensive line. All of a sudden, it's not a weakness of the team.
No. Who'd you just say is the other guard, Ken?
The right guard.
No, it's not Moses.
No, Iwunmu, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a fine player. He's probably the best player at his position on the team, the offensive line.
I think that rookie from Utah's the...
Lamu.
No. Oh, yeah, it is Lamu. Sorry.
Caleb, yeah.
I was thinking of somebody else.
Oh, yeah, where are you going to put him? Because you get...
Because you can... I think Moses probably has one, maybe this year, maybe.
Yeah.
And then he's done.
Yeah, I would think
he's gonna fill into that right tackle position.
Maybe left.
Because I think Campbell and him have been working out with Moses in the offseason.
From what I'm hearing, you're not going to see the same build on Campbell as you did at the hockey game when he took his shirt off. Right, where it looked like he could do maybe 22 push-ups at the most.
He's been working out with who's the offensive tackle from San Fran? He's been working out with him too.
I know he's been going to several different gurus.
Trent Williams, is that his name?
Yeah. So he's been working out with a number of former NFL
Offensive line.
Hall of Famers, things like that, and trainers. So he has committed. I mean, he does not want to be humiliated like that ever again. And I love that about him. I do like that.
Yeah, but he was coming off an injury, though. Ken.
I'm a fought and die for Drake May.
They should have brought him back earlier in the regular season, Ken, just to get his reps in.
I don't think they could have. I think he was still hurt.
Yeah, I think he was too.
You know, but what could they do? They were in the Super Bowl. You got to put him out there. But he looked pathetically ill-equipped to deal with Seattle's pass rush.
And get ready, because that's where we're playing week 1. I
liked him. I actually think this is a good test for him. They're not going to get dominated like they did. Number one, the Kenneth Walker Jr., right? He had like 80 of his 135 yards outside the tackles. So that's on the linebacking. So I think we improved there a little bit. I like the new safety Byard from Chicago, All Pro. That's an upgrade. I think we're going to be fine. And like you say, got to sign Gonzalez, right? Got to sign Jacobs, and then move forward.
Yeah, we got to see how healthy he is, though.
Jacobs?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, wasn't it a knee that he had surgery on?
Yeah, and like I said, he was a first round bubble kind of player. They were a lot of teams very interested in him, but for that injury, he's a defensive pass rusher who can cover and who can stop the run. I mean, they ask a lot of him when he was with the Fighting Illini, and Patriots really liked this guy. Obviously, they moved 3 players to get back up into the second round and get this guy. So they better get him on the field. They threw away three different draft choices for this guy to move up to get him. So hopefully. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Ken with Ryan here today on a spectacular Saturday here on the south coast of Massachusetts. Don't go away.
We are New Bedford's news talk station, WBSM. We are New Bedford's news talk station, WBSM.
Well, if my math is correct, it's now 754 days the New Bedford Police Department has not had a contract. And the mayor's office went from a 2-year to a 4-year in 2019. So he's in his second term with a 4-year contract. And he's made sure he has job security for 4 years, but the police don't have job security. They haven't had a contract since June 30th of 2024. And I don't hear a lot of pressure from the city council to get that done. I don't hear a lot of people speaking out. At least not enough. You hear something every once in a great while. But shouldn't that be a bigger issue?
Yeah, it should. It should be a bigger issue. That's you're taking the risk of public safety without, like, these cops are working tirelessly, Ken.
I think Scott Lang came in at the perfect time to take out Fred Kalis. Obviously, he didn't lose one precinct in the city, Scott Lang. One of the best campaigns locally I've ever witnessed. However, one of the issues that he was able to take advantage of was the problem between the police and
the mayor's office.
Yeah. I mean, you remember those nasty protests outside of, was it the Century House, I believe, in Acushnet?
Yeah, one was at Century House. The other one was, I think, Route 18, Ken.
On Route 18?
One of them was.
Yeah, but there was one where there was some shouting going on between Lee and Tyre and whatever. But Lang was able to incorporate that into his platform, the lack of his ability to get that done. And you wonder if somebody's going to run against Mitchell, if they're going to be able to use that. I would think Mitchell's going to try to get that done before he has to run again, if he's running again. When is he up again, 27?
Yeah, because if it switched from
2 to 4,
in 2019.
Yeah, he was up in 23. He'll be up in 27.
It
So
would be 27.
So he's got a little time to straighten that out. But
so next year,
I don't know if that's going to be a good look for him to get it done close to an election time either. You know, I mean, what's the holdup? What's the mayor's reasoning for not having a contract for the police?
No, I don't know. Okay.
I mean, usually the population will side with the union on things like this. Not always, but I think they've gone without a contract long enough. So if I were him, I would find some reason to have a sense of urgency before it becomes a very political problem for him. Now, is there anybody that can take him out? You think of names, who would run against John Mitchell that would have a prayer? Ian Abreu, maybe? I don't know if he's got that kind of coalition. Well, I mean, Tony Cabral tried it. Tony Cabral, I think, comes with his own problems. I mean, he's very far to the left. He probably would agree he's part of the DSA, right? The Democratic Socialists.
Yes.
I'm not sure New Bedford's. There's a strong far left presence here in New Bedford, right? But I don't know if it's enough to get somebody like Cabral elected. But after that, who?
I would. Scott Lane, maybe.
Scott, I don't think he's interested in running again. I think he's got his firm. His son's in his firm now. I think he likes his life where it's at. Just I know him. I'd be surprised. I think he would like to see the city run in a different direction. I don't know if he wants to be the tip of the spear this time.
Yeah, I don't know who could challenge Mitchell.
Wait a minute.
With that war.
Wait a minute. I'm going to start a little trouble here.
With that war.
Well, why does it have to be Scott Lang?
Huh?
Oh, what about his son?
Uh-oh.
That's trouble. I'm starting trouble. No, but I mean, it's a good name. He's had a good mentor his whole life. I think the people would feel very comfortable. I'm not. I'm going to get a call by somebody.
Yeah, you are.
I'm telling you, though, that could be a name in the near future. Maybe not 27, but that's a name I think people would be comfortable with. Right? He's very intelligent, a capable attorney.
Yep.
Had his past in the Mets organization, so he's got that athletic appeal. And what have I done here, Ryan? I hope I didn't steal somebody's thunder. If somebody already used his name, that just came to me. I'm unaware of it.
You just opened the doors, kid. You are gonna get a phone call.
Oh, well, if I do, I do. It's my big mouth that got me in trouble again. 508-996-0500. After that,
no, but if you look on people on the city council that could challenge him, Ken, I only see probably two or three names that could challenge him.
If he ever wanted to not have to be in Boston all the time, you would think maybe Senator Montigny. If he ever wanted that position, I think he would get a pretty good amount of votes. I don't know if he'd want to. I mean, he's had that position for a long time, and people are very comfortable with him.
He's still enjoying it.
Seems to be. And I like the fact that he doesn't vote along party lines a lot. He does. He's sort of a maverick on issues. I'd like to see what everybody's going to be doing down here in terms of this Islamic panel. That's a concerning.
No, but
if it even gets that far. But he would be a name.
But if you look at it, you got to give him credit, Ken. He's doing stuff to like get funding for like stuff that the city of New Bedford needs.
Yeah, you get the fire department that 1 year money.
You gotta keep firehouses open, Ken.
Yeah, I mean that's a
big issue.
It's a temporary fix.
That's a big public issue. Public safety.
I think that really surprised Mitchell how much kickback he got for that. There was a lot of problems that arose from that idea, and I think it probably opened his eyes about maybe thinking a little more carefully in the future. However, so Montigny would be one if you ever wanted to stop with that, Boston obligation with the state senate. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's got a place to stay up there when he wants. There's not a long list of names, right? Would Sheriff Hodgson be a good mayor? He was a good city councilor for New Bedford. He's outside of New Bedford now, but It's just not a ton of quality names that come to mind. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Ken.
How are you?
I had to call after hearing you talking about other Democrats, electing Democrats and lawyers, people with law degrees. I've kind of come to the conclusion that a lot of these people who have a law degree might be really good at they might have book smarts, but when it comes to common sense, they're sorely lacking. Look at many of the politicians that we already have in office that are former lawyers, now they're politicians. They just do not make good decisions. I mean, let's use Maura Healey as example number one. And there's so many people, they all have law degrees, and they're ruining our country. So I really do. I think people should stay in their lane. If you're a lawyer, stay in the legal field. Don't get into politics.
But the majority of those in legislatures, both in Washington and across the states, are attorneys.
They are. I agree. And how's the country being run?
In deficit.
Do we have serious problems in this country? Yes, we do. Do we have incredibly serious problems in this state? Yes, we do. So maybe it's time to look elsewhere for people with no law degree and just common sense, and people who have a real passion for doing what's right and taking care of the taxpayers, because it doesn't seem that lawyers really care about doing what's in the best interest of the taxpayers or the residents of a particular state.
I don't think a lot of them even publicly state things organically. I think they're told their positions and what to say, and they just all do it together. I'm watching this on social media. Every single one of these Democrats that typically flood social media, like Adam Schiff and Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey, they all say the same things, and they release these same thoughts at the same time, as though they have telepathy. They're sharing a brain.
Well, it's like they're parrots. They've been given their marching orders. I mean, let's face it. The Democrats are like good little public service. They're like the Communist Party soldiers. They're given their orders, and they follow their strict orders, and they're like a bunch of parrots. You can go, and this has been shown on Newsmax numerous times. They all have the same exact talking points, and they all follow in lockstep. It's amazing, and I really, truly wish that the Republicans could get on board and get their act together so we could be a little bit more like them. And that's what makes them a bit powerful, is because they all follow suit, and they all have the same message. Versus Republicans are they're like flailing. They're like a fish out of water. They're
but I don't know if I don't know if trailing them in that area is necessarily a deficit. I when they come out like some sort of alien race that shares the same brain, it doesn't look good to me. I don't know if I want the Republicans doing the same thing there. But as far as messaging and as far as activity and hustle, they do outwork Republicans in too many areas.
Was it Goebbels who said if you say the same thing enough times, people will start to believe you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this works, and they all are following Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals. I mean, I went on the Democratic Party, the Democratic Mass Dems website, and it's really interesting because they have all their information down, what to do, making calls. And, I actually want to talk to a few people and say, this is what we need to start doing, because it's very frustrating in this state. You're trying to make change, you want change, but the Republican candidates some of them get it and a lot of them don't. But in my opinion, the only way we're going to make any change in this state is we really have to vote out all the Democrats down the line.
You can't. There's not enough candidates.
Well, we can.
You have to. Well, I'll just say it this way. You got to pick and choose where you can win first and then build off of that. You can't spread the money evenly to all these losing candidacies. You have to be able to have the wisdom to say, okay, they have a chance here, never going to win here, and give them the same effort and money. You're just going to continue to lose. You've got to be able to find winners and then build off of that.
Well, I know there are hopefully quite a few people who are going to be able to win in the next election, but then there are other people who all of a sudden they're changing their tune. They're starting to vote with the Republicans, which I find very interesting. And then they have their own little team of cheerleaders who cheer them on, or always talking about, the wonderful work they're doing now. But what happened years ago when they were voting as Democrats, but now they're voting, with the opposite party.
Like this kid running in Westport, right? Fall River, Westport, for Schmidt's soon-to-be open seat. He's got a shot. I'm trying to remember his name.
Who is that? Chester Tam?
No, that's the
Jesse St. Gilles.
Gilles, yeah.
Oh, yes. Jesse I'll tell you, Jesse is a straight shooter. Jesse, I hope he gets elected because Jesse will make some change. We have to make change. I mean, really, people have to look at this like we have to save Massachusetts. You know, the Save America Act, we should be saying save Massachusetts because this state is just so... It's just abominable.
I don't know why we invest so much in Holly Robichaud. I mean, she's like 4 wins and 190 losses, and it's if she's some sort of guru when it comes to winning elections. She's not. She's just not.
No.
I don't.
The problem, Ken, is people do not pay attention. The problem in the state, they don't pay attention, and then they have I have a friend. She's not a conservative, but she's not a liberal, but she tends to be more liberal, but she's very frugal. She is conservative in some ways, and in other ways she's like really...
she's an eclectic platform.
Progressive and off the walls. But she's very... she watches her pennies, and she's very concerned about her money, and she loves her freedom. And, she's definitely more liberal than me, and I always say, you of all people who love your freedom, who is one of the cheapest people I know, you should be voting... conservatively, you should be voting with the Republicans. But the sad thing is these people, they watch network news. I tuned into My Fox Boston the other morning. And have you seen the new commercial at all for Ed Markey? It is hilarious. The first person to come on is that imbecile Bernie Sanders. Then the bobblehead Elizabeth Warren comes on. And then Ayanna Presley.
Yes,
and I'm like, what a crew. What a crew.
Yeah,
if that doesn't want to make you vomit,
people.
I don't know what does.
I appreciate your call as always. That's the Plattner supporters bouncing right back. Forget Plattner. I never said that. We'll go with this guy. Thanks for calling. You're on the air. Hello. Let's go here.
Hello?
You're next. Hi.
I'm here. How you doing?
Good.
I just come off of your discussion with Kathy. I have a lot of respect for Kathy. She's a fighter.
Yep.
But when you look at modern Democrats and especially Maura Healey, I mean, you have to separate as a voter the fact that is your candidate going to be doing things for you as a person and as a community, or are they following an agenda? And so with how deep blue Massachusetts is, when she got elected, it was pretty easy for her to follow an agenda. She doesn't have to worry so much about the voters because she was voted in with a pretty strong her numbers were pretty good. So the agenda is pretty simple. I mean, everyone in the last 2 years has watched their electric bills go through the roof, or gas bills, oil bills. And so, if you keep voting, you have to really figure out whether the candidate is really focused on your rights and you as a person and what the issues are that make your life better, in Massachusetts, or you're going to vote for an agenda. So look at look at New York. New York is clearly voting, down an agenda. I mean, he's destroying businesses in New York. They're all leaving. The stock market is trying to figure out how to move to Texas right now. I mean, when Mondami's done, good, bad, or indifferent, he may have left a gigantic nuclear wake in his past.
Well, I think he just inspired a stabbing with his open hatred for Jews.
Right. Well, it's pretty ongoing that if you got to watch your back walking the streets of New York, if you can have someone walking behind you facing the other way.
Did you see the video of him?
At any time.
A video I watched, it was before he was elected mayor, but, a recent video where he said, if the New York Police Department's boot is on your throat, it has lineage to the Israeli defense. I mean, he is trying to convince Muslims of New York that the New York Police Department are their mortal enemies. Can you imagine that's the mayor?
Well, Maura Healey is taking a page from that book.
Hold on, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. I think, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
How about now? Okay. So, I think that the legislature is trying to vote on a bill right now to try to have a Muslim-specific,
protections
agenda, which has to do with getting Muslims in jobs in the
well, not just that, but they're empowered to go out and collect private donations, and that part concerns me, and the need in the first place concerns me because we're seeing a lot of anti-Semitism. We're not seeing any Islamophobia that should cause for some radical action like this. But
Right.
when you look at the past, when groups were allowed to get private donations, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the Saudi Arabian, billionaires pouring all this money into the madrasas in Afghanistan and Pakistan and elsewhere, which brought us the Taliban, Al Qaeda, the Islamic State. I mean, do we really want to invite that kind of money coming into Massachusetts?
Well, I think when you look at what the Islamists, I'm not going to say Muslims, but Islamists have done in Europe, I mean, they move in, mass, they take over areas, and for Democrats on an agenda, that's perfect. That's what they need. They need this silent army so they can embolden them to break up more of America, to destroy the police. I mean, in the UK, the police are totally different. I don't want to spend the time talking about it, but I would not want to walk the streets as a white person in the UK. If I get assaulted, and if it's a Muslim, most likely they're going to arrest me.
There are videos of it. There's videos of somebody getting beaten up and then being arrested for being beaten up by Muslims.
Exactly. But one other thing that you guys were just talking about is Rules for Radicals, which is a fairly old book. But I think that Republicans need to write a new book called The Rules for Destroying Radicals. So I think the Republicans or conservatives need their own guidebook because there's a lot of ways to destroy radicals.
We have to stop trusting the public to do enough research to know what is actually happening.
Right. Yeah, there's a small percentage that understand the danger, and then I'm not a paranoid person. I just look at facts, flat Earth or anything like that. But there's a lot of facts that we're going in a desperately wrong direction. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I think 90% of America thinks. I
know you think that you're not a paranoid person, but everybody's been saying it behind your back.
Well, that's why I live in a cave. So anyway.
All right. Well, listen. Great to hear from you, and I appreciate your call as always.
Okay.
You are next. Hello.
Good morning, Kay.
Morning.
Gilly.
Hi, Gilly.
Okay. You're talking about the mayor thing and Tony Cabral and everything. Tony Cabral is never going to run. The only reason he ran last time is just to get his retirement thing up because he was only making $60,000 to $70,000. Now he's up to $140,000.
Yep.
That's why he ran, because the mayor was making that kind of money.
He would tell you differently, but you could be right.
Well, I am right.
Okay.
If I don't have confidence when I say something, then I shouldn't be saying it at all.
Well, who could knock off Mitchell right now today? What? Give me a name that you think could run against Mitchell and win.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Dave Jarotowski.
You think you can get that kind of coalition?
Honest man, does what's right, and he's been living in the city and serving in the city for a long time.
That alone has never gotten anybody elected.
Really?
Not alone. You got to have other things.
Okay, he's got a lot of other things. But you just asked who would I think. Doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah. Whoa, wait. You just said something that you don't have confidence in?
No. I have confidence in him.
All right.
I have confidence in him. That's what I said. But doesn't mean it's right.
But you don't have confidence that it's right then?
No. Because
you just said I'm not going to say anything without being confident that I'm right.
I am confident. How's that?
Now you're stuck, so you pick one. Okay. All right, Gilly. I just trapped you.
By the way, when you're talking about LeBron James, did Brian get my text?
Yes.
You're going to have 5 stars. You're going to have 5 stars on that thing.
Yeah.
And 1 ball. You can play with 3 stars because the other 2 people are going to sacrifice. But who do you see sacrificing? The center, where he likes to shoot from the outside?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're going to see this starting 5 out there for more than half the year, given the age and the ailments in the recent history.
No, I understand what you're saying, but you cannot play with 5 stars out there because they all want the ball.
1984 Lakers.
Huh?
1984 Lakers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper. I mean, you had stars.
And Byron Scott.
Yeah, but Byron Scott and Cooper dropped off. They at least had the courtesy to give the other three people the ball.
You can coach up a team of stars and help them to understand what their role will be this year in order to win a national championship.
You might have been
a world
able to do
championship.
that a few years ago, but now everybody that plays in the NBA is out for themselves.
Interesting. Okay.
Back in the time when basketball was basketball, you could do that.
I think Embiid could be a team player, not a selfish player. I think LeBron is mature enough to just want another ring. I don't know about Brown. I don't know about the younger player there.
Maxey.
Yeah, no, not Maxey.
Edgecombe.
Yeah, Edgecombe. Maxey, I think would understand the role.
But they were saying yesterday that Maxey's still young, Ken.
But he's still young. But he's also
24.
Right. I think he's a smart player, and I think in order to get to, what your goal is, which is a ring, I think that he'd be okay with taking a certain role. This isn't going to be forever.
No, I agree. I agree with you. That's the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't mean it's going to be.
That's right. It doesn't have to be that way.
You can't put 5 stars. They all want the ball.
Yeah, you have to ask them to swallow their egos for the common goal, which is not easy to do.
That's not going to happen in this
it's
time
not easy.
in the basketball world.
Not easy to do.
A few years ago, it might have happened, but not anymore.
Well,
everybody's for them.
And there's no reason to believe Philadelphia's going to be the world champions, even with this roster, right?
I don't think it is. You guys are going to be surprised. But anyways, back to Dave Jurakowski as the mayor. Maybe he doesn't want it, but that's the only guy. He knows the law and everything.
Well, my advice is whoever's going to do it better start raising money now.
You got a point there, too.
Because Mitchell's going to have plenty, right? He's already got... Now, when you're in the office, as long as Mayor Mitchell is, you will have burnt a number of bridges that you're not going to be able to expect certain votes from the last 4 years or the 8 years before that kind of thing. But he's got a good base.
Again, right?
He's got a solid base.
Mitchell is running again, right?
I would say so, right? I don't think there's any opportunity for him elsewhere.
Oh, hey, we agree on something.
I think if there was an opportunity, I think he'd be happy to take off. But I just don't see any opportunity for him. I think the Biden administration not offering him a job shocked him.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of other things. He's not following the law that he's swore to uphold. There's a lot of stuff that it's on the books that he doesn't do. He just tells people things. Just on the books, he's not following the law.
Give me an example. I don't know what you're talking about.
Give you an example?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a law that says every building in the city has to have a number on it. City Hall hasn't had a number there for over 2 years. The library's never had a number on it. It's a state law. He knows it. Brian Pereira even said it on the radio that he's the reason the numbers aren't on that building.
All right, but that's not an alpha issue to go after him and knock him off.
I know that, but you told me to name one thing.
All right, I think you're straining on a gnat, to be honest. I don't know that that's a big...
still a law, though.
Okay.
You're supposed to follow...
all right, anything of consequence to the public would care about?
Anything that
No,
Really?
but I mean, you sound like a building inspector, not somebody looking for political opportunity.
Here's one for you. When you appoint a chief of police in a city of New Bedford, okay, like when he appointed Joe Cordero, okay,
mm-hmm.
Do you know he told Joe Cordero, and I said it on the record, and Joe Cordero called me. He told Joe Cordero, if you want the job, you got to put Paul Oliveira as your deputy. And that's why he did it, because there was another captain that had the job. He told him the same thing. The captain said, no, I'm not doing it. So he told him, then you don't have the job. And then he picks two people that live out of the city where it says on the law that at the time you have to live in the city. They live in Dartmouth, and it's only a couple of 100 yards.
Cordero lived in Dartmouth.
On the Dartmouth side. He doesn't follow the rules, and he's a lawyer.
All right.
Two of them I named. You want me to keep going?
Well, yeah, I guess nothing's really jumping out at me as far because that's.
No, I know, I understand. It's the little things, but when you avoid the little things, the big things come up.
Well, I haven't seen the lineage to it yet, but maybe you're right. Okay. I gotta jump here though, Gilly. Thank you for the call. We have to run for a commercial break. I have somebody on hold. I'll get to you right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Would love to hear from you as well. 508-996-0500. Right after this.
The WBSM app. On the move. Going everywhere you go in the palm of your hand. Download our free mobile app now in the App Store and Google Play.
Hello, New Bedford. This is Manny Resendiz. Tune in with the Retirement Factory so you can retire right. Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 10 on 1420 WBSM.
All right, we're back, and I'm going right to the phones starting here. You're next. Hi.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, thanks for waiting.
I'm just going to give you a quick statement about the NBA. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, think back to the Dream Team in '92, that greatest team ever assembled in the world, remember?
With Magic and Bird and Jordan and Karl Malone.
And Scottie Pippen coming off the bench and Karl Malone and Stockton and all them guys.
Yeah.
Magic, the whole gang. Well, you want to hear something a little comical? Maybe you guys have heard it. More people haven't than have. Chuck Daly was the coach of that greatest team, right?
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley, remember the statement he made? I'm going to refresh your memory if you did remember it.
Barkley?
Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
He made a statement. He says, boy, do I feel sorry for Chuck Daly. He just came off coaching the greatest team in the world, and now it's back to Armin Gilliam and Benoit Benjamin. See you later, brother.
Thank you.
Armin Gilliam was a good shooter, but I don't know anything else about him.
Well, all right. I was thinking about that team for some reason when I was thinking of super teams, right? Because Philly's trying to assemble a super team, and what's the greatest super team? It's got to be that Olympics team, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the 92 Olympic team.
It was like the Hall of Justice, Superman, Batman. I mean, you couldn't do any better than in history. I think that team would beat most teams in history going forward, too.
Yeah, because you had Bird, you had Magic, you had Jordan, you had Patrick Ewing, you had
Karl Malone,
David Robinson.
My God, I mean,
Stockton.
Yeah.
Chris Mullin.
It was just
was Drexler on that team?
Clyde Drexler may have been on that team.
I know Leitner was.
Clyde the Glide, I think, was on that team. It was just a special time. I mean, it was they were blowing people out by 40 points. But it was kind of, America showed, well, you think we're doing great in the Olympics because we're always like 1 or 2 at that point, even with just amateur. So we put our professional athletes in. It wasn't fair once the professional athletes got involved. But pretty much the Soviets were using professional athletes.
I think
they were career professionals.
They're already planning for 2028, Ken.
Yeah,
because 2028's in USA.
The NBA's lost a lot of appeal for me.
Yeah, it has. I've probably last year I probably watched like 20 games, Ken.
That's more than most.
Like I don't like on weekends I don't. No, the NBA is starting to get boring though.
Well, you like that. You subscribe to that Parcheesi station.
No, that's you.
Oh, you got me once again, Ryan. But I don't think a lot of people invest a lot of time in the NBA like they did. I don't think it's anything like it used to be. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Ken, who's the scorer, the leading scorer on that team?
Joe Slobotnik.
No, on the 92 Olympic team.
Yeah, Joe Slobotnik.
Ken, I'm going to throw something at you.
For the USA. Well, Bird and Jordan and all them on it.
Barkley.
You got it right. Nobody expected that.
You thought you had me.
I didn't.
You were confident you had me, else you wouldn't have said it.
Well, no. When I talk to you, I'm never confident because you're smarter than I am.
No, well, that's a first.
I have to put up with you and swallow my pride when I talk to you.
Thank you, Gilly.
All right, bye-bye.
He didn't think I knew that one.
Yeah, it was Charles Barkley.
Yes.
That was the leading
Sure was.
scorer kid.
Yeah, I for some reason I knew that. It wouldn't have been my first guess going into it, but I remember that was the result.
Bird didn't play a lot in those Olympic games.
Jordan was not necessarily out there that much too.
Because of his back.
Yeah.
And that's why they had Pittman there.
Remember Jordan went to baseball?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, those guys on that farm league team, they were riding around on a crappy bus. He changed that. They had a luxury tour bus from that, and he left it to them after he left baseball. But that was cool. He tried baseball. All right, we're going to take a news break and return. You're listening to Ken Pittman with Ryan Dixon.
WBSM and W258DR, New Bedford, a Town Square media station.